Day 31, in a nutshell. We should not rely upon the apetlas of leniency. We must be very careful to guard our tongues if we wish to preserve our merits in our heavenly bank accounts, not to be relied upon. In the previous segment, Chofetz Chaim disproved the misconception that it is permissible to speak Loshon Hara in the presence of 3 or more people. Now, the Chofetz Chaim deals with one who has listened to Loshon Hara that has been spoken in the presence of 3 or more people. Under certain conditions, it might be permissible to repeat such Loshon Hara. The reason is that information that has already reached the ears of 3 or more people may no longer be confidential. It is likely that the reasoning goes that among this group there is at least one person who does not live by the rules of Shmiras Loshon. This loose-tongued fellow is going to spread the word all around town. Therefore, anyone else in the group who repeats the information to others is not causing any damage. She is merely repeating that which is already known. Can we rely on the reasoning on this reasoning in real life? Are we permitted to relate Loshon Hara that has already been said to a group of three or more? Chofetz Chaim makes it quite clear that this leniency, if it can be relied upon at all, would only apply under certain very specific conditions. After discussing these conditions, Chofetz Chaim concludes, after all this discussion and these truths that we have clarified, realize, my brother, that one should stay far away from this leniency, for it almost never applies. And even in a situation where all the conditions to rely upon it are met, it is not clear that the halacha follows the opinion of that this leniency is valid. Accordingly, to some authorities, it has no basis at all in Shas. Therefore, one who seeks to protect his soul should stay away from it. In Sefer Chofetz Chaim, the next 3 segments deal with the condition that are needed for one to rely on the apetlas of leniency. Since the Chofetz Chaim himself finds the leniency very problematic and advises that it should not be relied upon, we will skip any further discussions of it. Instead, we will devote the remainder of this segment and the next 3 segments to the parallel pieces in Sefer Shmiras Loshon, also written by the Chofetz Chaim. The damage caused by Loshon Hara in Sefer Shmiras Loshon, Shar HaZechira. Take note of the damage Loshon Hara can cause to the speaker. When a person speaks Loshon Hara, some of his zechuyos are transferred in heaven from his account to the account of the one about whom he spoke, as stated in Sefer Chovos HaLevavos. Many people will come to their reckoning in heaven after they